goes out to my mother, Beverly K. Jacobs, and to the world. Let them know that we live by faith and not by sight. Our Heavenly Parents, we come to you in prayer, saying first, just thank you for everything you're doing for us. Thank you for this day. Thank you for another day we can get into your word. We pray for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in your spirit as we go into your word today. Pray that you bless this day, bless this word. Open up our hearts, open up our minds, open up our eyes that we may be able to see. Open up our ears that we may be able to hear and receive your word. Again, we tell you thank you for your word, your correction, your guidance, your instructions as we go forth. We pray for healing. We pray for strength. We pray for confidence. We pray for mercy. We pray for grace and the continuance of your word and your doctrine as it is written. And in your name we pray forever and ever for all those that will be joining and all those coming into the fold, that you will heal them as well in due season. And in your name we pray forever and ever. Hallelujah. All right. The minted ones. M-I-N-T-E-D ones. What is mint? Remember the mint? You stay out there. What is a mint? There's two different mints, but they really are the same.
You mean a plant?
Yeah, you have the plant that's a mint. But also, spiritually, to be minted is just like, it's to be flavored, right? But we know mints are represented as one of the herb families, right? According to Yah, this right here is the way that you are able to go through checkpoints. You have to be what they call minted. We also know mint too when we think of money, don't we? We think of mint too, because the mint represents a vault, isn't it? You put money in a mint, don't you? Same mint. It's crazy how they use the same word because it represents the same thing. For those of us spiritually, we know he's talking about money to be minted, and we know that he's talking about for us. That's what he says. Some of us were called sages back in the days. Sages are mint too. Now, when you was minted, that means you had a whole aura about you. You had a personality about you. But we know that this right here was what was able to get you through. So I'm gonna share with y'all today about a little bit more about it, and that you will understand. Now, these are the ones that are definitely by Yah. And the world has a version of it too. So let me show you what's going on. Matter of fact, let's go to Matthew 22. Matthew 22 is the best way that you can kind of see what he was talking about when he was talking about the minted ones. To be minted. All right, let's start at the beginning. He says, and Yahushua answered and spake unto them again a parable and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king which made a marriage for his son. Right? Now we know when a marriage, symbolically, we know he's talking about the marriage supper of the Lamb. Technically, the marriage is when he unites Yahushua and Yah with the whole world. This is when he unites all, under all. That's what he was talking about, the marriage for his son. This was a marriage that was given unto his son by his father, the heavenly parents. They promoted him to a certain level. Said, sit here until I make your enemies your what? Footstool. So he knew that he had to have that, which was that he would have to have the whole world would be joined unto him. Right? And so he had to kind of get ready for that marriage, that wedding per se. But it was also a dinner at the same time, because most weddings come with like a little dinner and stuff too, right? So he symbolizes this in like a wedding, marriage, supper, right? Dinner. And so as he prepared for his son, 3 says, he sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. So there was, meaning in bidding me, we know this invitation is given, right? Some of them was told that they could come, but they didn't want to what? Come. Again, he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them that which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen, my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready, coming to the marriage. Right? But they made light of it and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully and slew them. But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, of course, angry. And he sent forth his army, very careful that you understand this, that he sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burnt up their cities. Letting you know that this is definitely what's going to happen in the last days. For all those that was not joined, it's letting you know that they will be destroyed. And what? And their cities will be what? Burned to the ground, flatline. Then said he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. They were not worthy. So it says, so go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as you shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he said unto him, friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, bind this one hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen. So we already see within there that those that were not worthy, right, they don't make it. They get their cities burned, everything taken from them. And cities represented their future, their children. So it's telling you that not only did they have to go, but he burned down their cities and any remnant that represented them, which would have been their cities. Anything that represented them had to go too, right? And then there was even one that was there, of course, he was speechless because he didn't know how he made it there. In these last days, you gotta understand that Yah is not requiring any of us to come into the door dumbfounded. So that they let you know, clear indicator, don't come to that door dumbfounded. Because this one was speechless, not knowing why he didn't have on and how he got there. Trust me, these are questions that you must have answers to. Right? You must have answers to. So that means we're not here to sit here asking questions, but we're here to get what? Answers. So most importantly, in your whole journey, make sure you get some answers. Don't come in this world and leave out this world just as dumb as you came in, saying naked I came and naked I shall what? Return. Meaning dumb I came in the world like a baby, dumb, and dumb I left. Dumb I left. Not knowing nothing, not understanding anything. But use your time here wisely and get the answers that you came here for sure. Right? Okay. So then 15 says, then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his conversation, right? They always was trying to use his words against him. 16. And they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, which and King Herod, and that was his people, the Herodians. So they let you know right there, that's his city, isn't it? The Herodians, right? Saying, Master, we know that thou art true, and teachest the way of Yah in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Yahushua perceived their wickedness and said, Why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny, a coin. And he said unto them, Who is this image and superscription? Who is this image? When you think about coins, normally all coins or values of money normally have a person's face on it, right? And then they said unto him, Well, yes, it has the king's face on it, Caesar's. Then said he unto them, Well, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto Yah the things that are Yah's. And when they heard these words, they marveled and left him and went their way. Stop there. Now, in order to understand the minted ones, he uses it in the form of money as well. He said, Now bring me the coin. Who faces it on them, right? And so they said, Well, Caesar. And he said, Well, give unto Caesar what? What belongs to Caesar. But give unto Yah what belongs what? To Yah. So when you are minted unto Caesar, now think of the money now as people. Now when you think of it as people, that's what he's referring to, minted. Right? He's saying, now who face is on these people? How are they fashioned? How do they dress? How do they carry themselves? Their doctrines. Right? Does their conversation sound like the nearest king? Does it say, honor the king? Right? Or do they say, honor Yah? That's what he's asking. See, to be minted from Yah, with Yah, is to be one who knows where they come from. Because that's what he says, who faces on it. Meaning, who made these? Whose subscription is it? Right? Whose imprint is on them? And they clearly said, well, they look like that's something that came from Caesar. That came from Rome. He said, well, if it's of Rome's, then it's not mine. It belongs to what? Rome. To Rome. Give it back to Rome. Because Yah telling you at this point, he doesn't receive anything that comes from them. Right? And this is Yah. He said, give unto Yah what belongs to Yah. So how do you know it belongs to Yah? By their fashion, how they look, their manners and conversation. Minted. Now, when you mint it, you have a certain demeanor about you. It's all gonna be written all over your face, basically. That's why he says minted, because we know that it's very mints. Herbs are very distinct, aren't they? Huh? Distinct in flavor and taste and texture, isn't it? They cannot be confused with anything else, right? That's how what he means to be minted. It's not confusing who they belong to. Right? No one's confused. Right? You look at them and say, nah, that's one of Yah's. Right? And then you can look at another one and say, nah, that one belongs to that one worldly. Right? That's the difference. Now, if I walk around with wigs on, plastic surgery, nails, longer than my, then who do I look like I belong to? Right? I look like I belong to the world, right? I got Egyptian this on, Egyptian that. I'm walking around with pyramids and tattoos of pyramids everywhere. You know, they always say, who does it look like they belong to? Right? So he said, even in dress, you can tell who belongs where. So he says, but minted ones are those that are, whenever you're cooking food, mints, herbs give food what? Flavor. And not just any flavor, a distinct what? Flavor. It doesn't it? You ain't cook unless you cook with herbs. You ain't really just know nothing until you cook with herbs. And you're going to notice a whole different way your palate feels in your mouth when you taste herbs for the first time. For instance, one of the key things that you can't never change, like spaghetti, right? Once you ate spaghetti, because spaghetti is packed with herbs. And so once you taste the spaghetti, you knew spaghetti, right? One of y'all most favorite dishes, I know. Everyone loves a bowl of, a plate of spaghetti because of the herbs, the distinctness of it. Right? Mm-hmm. You can't mix it with nothing else. You know it's still spaghetti, right? Because that herb sticks out, doesn't it? And when you cook it within food, it gives it the aroma, right? It gives it the smell. Not only the smell it gives it the flavor. And it gives it the distinction that you know what dish it is. The same way he talks about the mustard seed, right? Remember the mustard seed? Mm-hmm. So that's the same thing, meaning to be minted. Because once it's in you, you can't what? Get it out of you. Y'all knows who belongs to y'all, right? So, definitely needed to know that. But give unto Caesar things that belong unto Caesar, right? Right? If you ain't of y'all, they gonna know. You can't fake it till you make it. This one you're gonna know. Because it's an inwardly thing. Herbs are normally planted inwardly. And you know them by the distinction of them. You can't fake a herb, can you? Can anyone fake that they cinnamon? Huh? Can anyone fake vanilla? Can you fake mustard? What can you mix to make mustard? Is there anything, that's what makes them distinct. Can you mix anything with them to get that flavor? The answer is what? No. Can you mix anything with licorice to get licorice? These are very distinct things. Can you mix anything with mint to get mint? Like a peppermint. What other ingredients can you mix to get peppermint? But what? Mint. Without the mint, you'll never have what? Peppermint. It's a very distinct thing. You can't change it. You can't add nothing to it. You can't take nothing away from it. Right? It stands alone in its own lane. Okay. Now, mint is mint also represents principles. So when you mint it, that means you have now what in you? Principles. Like integrity, right? These things you can't take away from a person because without them, they nothing, are they? Bravery is like a mint. Right? You either have it or you what? Or you don't. See, what I told you, these things cannot be faked, even in characteristics. These things cannot be faked. Listen to me. You understand some things. You can't fake integrity. But it's a principle. A thing you must have. Bravery, virtue. These are things you must have. Remember the fruits of the Spirit? To have love, faith, right? Happiness, joy. These things you can't fake and say you got it. Because money don't buy those things, can't they? Continence. Peace. It's another thing. You can't buy peace. And you can't even fake like if you got peace. You really can't. Though some people try to fake like they got it, but you can tell the ones who really what? Who got it, because these are principle things. They principles. Now, I know when y'all hear principles, then what other word that you think of that a very Bible word that you hear all the time, too, when you hear the word principle? What it makes you think about? Huh? Prince of what?
Principalities.
Principalities. It normally makes you jump to principalities because you hear about that too. Now, what is a principality? Well, a ruler of principle. Right? He's the possessor of the principle, the master of the principle. He will be the root. Yeah. He masters principles. That's why I call him a prince of what? A principality. He masters principles. He's the master of it. Remember how they told him? How do you know that he was a principality? Because they asked him, they talking about, what did he say? In verse 16. They saying, my old master. You see? In verse 16 it said, "O master, we know that thou art true. See, and teaches the way of Yah in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the persons of men." So when he called him master, why would he call him master?
Because of his principality.
Because of his principle. He had mastered his what? Principles. That's what he was calling them, saying, we know you done mastered this whole thing. Whatever you got going on, we know you done mastered it. So yeah, that's what makes him a prince of what? Yeah. A principality. One who has mastered the art of it. Right? So we know that's what he was. Now we do know this, that once you is minted mean you belong to who?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you go through a process to be minted. It's it has to be brought out of you. It has to be first put into you as a little seed, and then it takes things that you go through for it to blossom. So the things you're going through in life is to make that seed what? Blossom. So that seed is a mint, right? It's a herb. Now imagine, like you said, if you put a drop of mustard into your bread dough before you bake it, and once you put a drop of it in there, what's gonna happen to the whole bread, the whole loaf? It's gonna taste like what? The whole thing gonna taste like what? Mustard. Mustard bread. Exactly. The whole thing. Mm-hmm. Through and through. So that's what he was saying about principalities. It needs to be something that it starts off small, but then it what? It becomes you, doesn't it? Through and through. Meaning, yeah, and you have mastered it. It's you through, and then not only did you master it, now it's you. The genuine you. That can't be faked, it can't be replicated, can't be duplicated, can't be copied. It's you. Then you realize that you are that principality. Everyone knows that when they talk about a certain principle, that reminds them of you. Right? When you think of love, the first thing you think of love, you think of who? Yahushua. That's what he's saying. Once you master the principality, the first time you think of it, that's who's going to make you think about. Right? What would Jesus do? That's how they used to say it. So now you understand, because he has mastered those characteristics. One who has mastered. That's why he said, "Oh, master." One who has mastered those things. Right? Now we know that those people, they belong to Yah. Okay? Now, once you have mastered those things, who do they belong to? Who you give service with those things to? Yeah. To Yah. So go to Matthew 7:1. Mm-hmm. He says, judge not that you be not judged. For with the judgment you judge, you shall be what? Judged. And with what measure you meet, it shall be measured to you what? Again. Right? Because he's at this point he's talking about the mint, right? Because he's telling you now, if you expect somebody else to have mint in them, you best to have what? Mint in you, because it's going to be measured back to you to see if you have the same thing you require of them to have, right? You can't ask them to have something that you don't have, right? That's why he's saying, so judge not that you shall not be judged, because it's going what goes around what comes around. So you better be found to be of everything that you expect others to what? To be. So he says this, 3. And so why beholdest thou the mote that is in your brother's eye, but consider not the beam that is in thy own eye? Right? At this point, he's talking about the darkness he's referring to, the brother's eye, that the mote represents a small stain or darkness, right? He said, how can you remove darkness out of someone else if you have darkness what? Within you. Now, what is darkness? Darkness represents captivity or being a slave to something. A slave to sin is the something. Whenever you are a slave to sin, you have what they call a blemish, which is a spot, right? So when you have that spot on your life, it stops you from becoming who you're supposed to be because you have that spot, right? That spot is a blemish. Okay? Watch this here. That spot is also a mint. That's why he said, give unto Caesar what? So he said, if you see that spot on you, then that's the same spot of what? Caesar. So that means you a slave to who?
Caesar.
Exactly. Because you got that same spot on you that he got what? On him. Right? Which is the blemish or his sin. You carry the same sin. Watch this here. Mm. Go to Deuteronomy 32 and 5. We're going to come back to 7, Matthew 7. Let's see what he says. Deuteronomy 32 and 5. What does it say? They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his what? Children. And they are a perverse and crooked what? Generations. You see that? Talking about that spot. See, that's that minted. He knows those that are his. So he says that they have a spot on them. Right? Now, if you got a spot on you, he tell you that you're a perverse and crooked generation. Matter of fact, he even cast you away to call you of the Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Spot. Watch this here. Yeah. Now let's go back to Matthew 7. Therefore, because once you do inherit your mint and you become minted, you become very valuable to Yah. That's why he calls you precious at that point. Now, when you become very valuable to Yah, or beautiful as they will call, it's always known that you don't go back to go serve the devil. That way, they give unto Yah what belongs to Yah. Because once Yah builds you up and mints you, you belong to Yah now. And so that means you serve who now? Yah. Right? So he's telling this one who still got his own stain. He said, how can you save your brother if you still got the spot of Caesar on you? Right? Meaning you still a slave. How you going to save somebody, I'm going to give you liberty, but you still a what? It's impossible. Right? You can't save me from within. You have to save me from what? Without. I need to see you on the other side of the fence. A person like you can save me, but not one that's in it. Talking about, I can help you. You can't, not if you behind enemy lines. Right? You can't save me. Save yourself. That's what people be talking about. If you can save me, then save your what? Save yourself. That's what they be meaning. I see that your demeanor is behind enemy lines. If you run around here scared, you like a coon, how can you help me? What good advice can a coon give me? Right? Besides, bow down too, right? That's the only advice they're going to give you. 5. Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of your own eye, then you shall see clearly to cast out the mote out of your brother's eye. But give not that which is holy unto the what? The dogs. Very important. See, what is holy, meaning that's that mint. That's that coin. Now, through this coin, this dollar, this is what's going to get you in. This is like that golden ticket. Right? He said, but don't give it to the what? So, dogs represent who? He said, now we know the dogs return back to their what? Vomit. That's why he doesn't like dogs. Because dogs always go back. You ever seen like dogs go back and eat poop and stuff right there? After they poop it out or throw it up, they'll go back and sniff it and then end up swallowing it right back up. So Yah doesn't tell you to go serve anything like that who what? Comes out of sin and then what? Exactly. You don't serve. That's what he's telling you. Don't serve anyone that's like that. Anyone who knows the truth, but then rather go back to be a slave, go back to serving sin, you cannot help. I always say, don't give what is holy, what? Because now what you have is very precious and sacred. It's minted. It's not meant for unbelievers. It's not meant for unbelievers. He's going to explain it to you why. He's going to tell you what's going to happen. Because you think, well, maybe I won't know the difference. I won't know who I'm helping out here. You will know. He's going to give it to you right here. He says, so give not which is holy unto the dogs. Neither cast ye your pearls before what? Swine. So he calls them pigs as well, because pigs love to wallow in the what? Same thing. They return back to their own mud and they get themselves, after you can wash them off, and they're going to go back and get themselves right back what? They're finna go get themselves right back in entangled anyway. That's why you can't, certain people you just can't save, because they how they said, don't save one who don't want to be what? Saved. Exactly. That's what he's telling you. Some of your countrymen, some of your family members that you think you can save, some of them don't want to be what? Saved. This would be like Lot's wife, right? And children. She didn't want to leave out. So him helping her was pointless, wasn't it? Because she only got so far and then turned into a pillow of what? So that was really worthless even to try to even attempt to get her out of there, wasn't it? Could have just left her there. Because it was really purposeless. She returned back anyway. He said, now, the reason why you don't do it, he says, because least they trample them under their feet and turn again and what? Rend you, meaning wound who? Wound you. Because once you become beautiful, I know some of us want to always go back and show off what we, became, right? You got to go tell a friend, phone a friend, right? But you got to be careful who you decide you want to reveal yourself to. Yahushua was always very careful who he revealed himself to. They always was trying to get him, Yahushua, to reveal himself to the world, wasn't it? But Yahushua knew. He only revealed himself to who? People he knew well. He revealed himself to believers. Because remember he asked Peter, who do they say I am? But who do you say what? I am? So who did he reveal himself to Peter, didn't he? He was always careful who he revealed himself to, who he would help, per se. Because all of them wasn't what? Believers. Were they? Some of them didn't believe. Nah, I ain't gonna say some, a lot didn't what? Believe. So he never went to anybody. I noticed in the Bible, he never did no miracle or performed nothing for no one who was not gonna be a believer later. Not one did it. He didn't even waste his time. In the whole Bible, you read it. Everybody he saved, healed, or performed a miracle for, they were sons and daughters, what? Of the Most High, wasn't it? They were elect, wasn't it? He didn't got to go to not one person that was not an elect. Not one. He was very careful who he revealed himself what? To. They wasn't the elect, he didn't bother with them. Why? Because he tell you what's going to happen. At least they what? Take your blessings and do what? Your word, your conversation, your truth, what they going to do with your truth. At least they trample them under their what? So what are they saying? Nigga, we ain't listening to that. And they going to trample it what? Underfoot, talking about we're going to walk like a doormat. We're just going to walk. I mean, you know what? You can lay down. You can serve us. That would mean trample them what? You going to serve us because we see you got whatever you got going on. It is useful. But we're not going to use it in the way it's meant to be used for because we ain't trying to what? Like Lot's wife, she wanted to come out of that just to be saved from that incident, but she was never planning on going to the next place to do better, was she? Right? She just knew that, oh, this place going to end, so what the next place we can go to? Thank you. That's how she look at it, screw you very much. Yeah, screw you very much. Instead of thank you. Yeah, I sure take it. But I'm going to use it for this purpose and not for the purpose it's intended for. The purpose is to save souls, isn't it? But some people, they'll take your blessings and they'll take your services, but they ain't going to use them to be saved. They just using them to take advantage. Oh, okay, you feeding folks, let me eat. Oh, you know what? You should do so. Don't come to me just for the works, right? But come to be what? Saved. But so he knew already who was who. He knew. But that's why he was very careful to always put his disciples to the side and say, okay, I know we just got through talking to the rest, but here go the best. And I can talk to y'all one-on-one. Because I know they don't get it. They just come for the what? For the fun and festivities. But I know y'all come. Because he even asked him, he said, y'all gonna leave me too? And Peter don't say, where else we gonna go? Who we gonna go to? You got the words of life. So they knew who he was. And so that's why I say, and then he said, that's why I chose what? You. Because I knew you would believe. But I would never dare go to somebody I knew wouldn't believe and waste my time arguing with them, debating with them, or anything. They don't want it. They just don't what? They don't want it. He said, at least they trample you under feet, meaning just take advantage. And then turn again and what? Rend you means to wound your path, your journey. Wound means to hold you back. This is that get behind me what? Satan. But at this point, Satan done put you behind what? Him. Nigga, get back and fall back. I used it, what? You, to grant myself another day of foolishness. So the devil flipped it on him and used it him. That's what he's referring to, right? At least they turn again and tear you down. Right? Take all your services and what? Tear it down. Use them, drain them, and then chew you up and what? That's what he's referring to. They will eat off of you, take everything you got. And then once they figure like they got it, the advantage, they're going to try to say, now we can walk over you, meaning they're going to burn that what? That bridge. I don't need you anymore. I got what I needed out of this, which was you helped extend me more time. You might have helped extend me, you know what I'm saying, more grace. You might have helped extend me in certain areas that I was struggling in. Thank you, but screw you very much. Right? It was the same passage when he said it was seven men he had healed of leprosy. But he said, but only one came back to thank him. He told them all 7, go bathe and you will be healed. So all 7 ran to go get bathed and they got healed. And they all ran, they was happy and they went their way. But only one came out that water and then said, well, let me go back to the one who did this for me and just thank him. And ask him, now, do you need anything? Only one. But everybody else just got with their blessings and they was what? Gone. So that's what y'all looks for those who come back to show their gratitude. That's what it means. Give unto y'all what? Those who come to show gratitude. Those who come to show their service. Now, that okay, you helped me, you got me this far. Now, what do you need? It ain't about me anymore. It's about making sure that now you have performed so many miracles and works for me. What can we do for you? This all still falls in the line of righteousness because there's some things y'all needs to be taken care of, doesn't it? Because you remember he says until it all is what? So now he does need you for some things. But which one of us, after we get our blessings and healing, ever go back and say, now what can we do for you according to what is written? How can we fulfill a prophecy? What prophecy needs to be fulfilled by me? No one goes back and asks that, do they? But they get their blessings, right? And they gone from the time they get them. Most people treat y'all like that. They treat y'all, that would mean like a doormat. They only come to get something and retrieve something, and then from there they're gone. I need a sandwich. He gives them the sandwich, and then they gone until they get hungry again, and then they'll come back. But now one of them, it's very rare that anyone goes through the process of getting mentored, healed, and then they decide they want to come back and serve Yah and be a servant of Yah for the remainder of their days. How many do that? Very few. Very few. Yeah, very few. To even pay them back. Because we know in our hearts we don't even got nothing to pay back. So that's why y'all say your reasonable service would be to sacrifice yourself. That's what he was saying. After you get a healing and a blessing, you should have came back and be like, well, Yah, what can we do for you? You always doing for us. Do you need anything? What will make you happy? I'm here, your servant, ready to do your will. Lo, I come in the volume of the book. That's what Yahushua said. That's why I say Yahushua was well pleased with what? His son. Because he was smart enough wisdom to understand he needed to come back. That's what he said. I go unto my Father. I go my way. That's what it means, I go my way mean. But if you fall victim to these dogs and pigs, filthy animals who only just want something to eat, then they just going to take advantage, use you up, spit you out. That's when I begin to understand that you can't help what? Everybody. It's not even needed. Like, for instance, if I'm riding down the street, I'm not going to pull over to every person I see on the side of the road with their flat tire, calling myself a good Samaritan. Because everybody ain't going to show no what? Gratitude. Exactly. You wasting your time. And they will use you up and what? Spit you out. And because you're not meant for that. That's what we don't understand. We're not meant for that. See, the word meant. How did that come out of that? We're not meant for that. But yeah, it's not. We're not. We're not built for that. Because if you think you built for that, they're going to wear you what? Out. That's why he said they've been wearing the saints out all this time now.
If y'all want you to do it, he'll put it on your heart.
He'll put it on your heart. But he does not going to sit there and tell you to stop for everybody you see. I used to see them commercials and stuff from shows where they had this one person, he see the old lady walking across the street in the middle of traffic. He tried to stop the traffic and help her across the street. Then he see the kitten stuck in the tree, and then he got to stop and try to climb up the tree to get the kitten down from the tree. And then he see another elderly person with some grocery bags, and he run over and say, "I'll hold the grocery bags for you." And he packs the grocery bags, right? And then he helps the little kid, and then he helps the next door neighbor, and he just run around helping everybody, right? And it just wears him out. And he feels in his heart he done did so many good things, right? But actually, yeah, how much does that equal to be? According to Yah, that's probably worth 1 cent. Because did Yah tell you to do it? Because if Yah didn't tell you to do it, then it's still going to mean nothing. You can't go. That's why he said one person going to come to Yah talking about, I did this and I did that. And Yah said, I never what? I never knew you. And that's why I said, because I didn't tell you to do none of those things. You did what you wanted, what you thought was good. But did you ever come to me and get instructions? Because I would have gave you a set of what? Instructions, and I would have told you what to do. But you never came. You didn't. You did what you thought was best. And that's why he cast the man out talking about, I never knew you. You worker of iniquity. He said, man, I did this and I did that. I was down there, I went over there. And they said, okay, and? Because I still have, this is how y'all gonna hit you. Because I still have this whole checklist of stuff over here that never got what? Done. Right? You say, I did this, I did that, I did this. But he gonna say, okay, I hear you. But I still have this checklist that I created for it is written. How many of for the it is written did you do? While you did your whole checklist of stuff. I have my own checklist of it is written. Right? How many did you do? None of them. So exactly. Right? And that's why he tells you right here. At least it's 7. See, 7 right there. Even let you know. He says for a person who doesn't know what to do, ask. What's 7 say? Ask. So who you supposed to been asking? Yeah. Not. I don't need to go ask Tony down the street. Tony, what you need? Tony, how can I serve? Yeah. Because what's the first thing Tony gonna tell me? Well, I could use somebody to take out my trash. Exactly. When you ready to serve Yah, you got to know who to go to. You can't serve man and say you serving Yah. That's why y'all say is I didn't never tell you to go serve man. Nigga, y'all brothers. That's why even angels say, how you gonna worship me when we brothers? We supposed to work together, but we ain't supposed to be serving each other like that. That's what he said. We brothers. Hold on, get up. We brothers. You ain't supposed to bow to me. Bow to Yah. That's what he said. He telling you got to go to Yah. Not to me. I'm here just like you. He just told me what to do. That's why I'm here right now. Before you bow, wait. I just got sent too. And he told me what to do. So how you gonna bow to me? And he just told me to come to you. So I'm in under discipline myself. I'm under orders myself. I can't, and this is what any true angel gonna do. Like, hold on, wait, because I'm under orders too. Right? You can't be bowing to me. No. We in this what? Together. Exactly. So don't get fooled. I would say, so ask and it shall be given you what you need to do. Seek and you shall what? Find it. Knock and it shall be what? Open to you, meaning revealed to you what you need to do. So you got that meaning prayer. This is when your prayer life should be more lengthy. Praying, asking, y'all, okay, what it is that I need. He said, hey, see, for everyone that asks, what? Receive it. And he that seek it will what? Find it. And to him that knock, it shall be what? Open. He says, or what man is there of you whom if his son asks of bread, talking about if you ask Yah for bread, will he give you what? A stone? See, is it? No. Because you asking him for something that gives life. So if he asks Yah for something that gives life, he's going to give you something that gives what? Life. He's going to give you a set of instructions that will going to grant you more what? Life. He said, honor your mother and father so that your days what? Will be longer. So if you ask for bread, meaning something that will sustain me, he's not going to have you a stone knowing that the stone won't what? Sustain you. Right. Meaning you if you do this work, it ain't gonna make it. So he's not a devil like that he will ever trick man to do something stupid that's just gonna get him killed. But people will, won't they? They'll set you up to do some of the most dumbest of things. Swearing God said do that. God said, some of their best phrases come with God said. Or if he asks for a fish, will he give him a serpent? Now we know serpent, right? If you ask for a fish to sustain, will he hand you a serpent? Knowing the serpents are poisonous? That ain't gonna sustain you either. Snake, you can mess around, shake and die. See? And he says, so 11, if ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall the Father which is in heaven give good gifts to them that what? Ask them. Talking about of wisdom, right? That's what he says. So therefore, all things, whatever you would wish that men would do to you, do even so to them, for this is the law and the what? The prophets. Right? All right. So therefore, don't give what is holy to the dogs and swine, right? Lest they tear you down once you present yourself to them. You can't say they can't save you from slavery if you are still under slavery yourself, right? We talked about that. But only from a mint condition, a proper state of mind, can you truly perform servitude, right? You have to already that person has been broken from thinking that you have to serve everybody. I'm telling you, this is some of the stuff you got to come into the principles. Because like I tell people who do know, y'all ain't trying to make slaves out of you. That's the whole point. So what is the opposite of a slave? Anybody?
Free person.
I said the opposite of a slave.
Is a free person?
Huh? A king. Exactly. A king is the opposite of a slave because the king has slaves what? Under him. So he would be the very opposite of being the slave. So Yah's not building slaves out of you. He's trying to make what out of you? Kings and queens. Those are only free ones, are kings and queens that are not under principalities. That's what he's telling you. Because the difference between kings and queens is that they have principles. See, they have what you call morals. And they don't what? Break their what? Their code of what? Morals. That's the whole point. They don't bow. Once they set in stone, they meant it, they know that they ain't bowing to that stuff anymore because they know better. That principle in them, that integrity will not let them become no lesser than what they are, right? Yah's not in the business of making slaves. People are in the business of what? That's the difference. All right. Okay. Now, according to these things here, Ephesians 6, because all this stuff goes on daily. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yah, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The wiles of the devil represented the devil's minions, right? Those are the wiles. They love to mess with you while Yah is gone. While Yah ain't there yet. While Yahusha ain't there. That's why they call them wiles. The wiles of the devil. These are ones they love that pastime. They love that tarrying. While he ain't here, let me see what I can get out of you. Let me see what I can do. Right? But he said, put on the armor that you may be able to stand against those wiles of those who trying to say, you can do this while he ain't came back yet. While he gone, you can, while he away, you can. See, that's what they call them, the wiles, right? They think they slick. He says, so now understand, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against what? Principalities. See, because these people, they ain't bound with nothing, but they're going to try to talk you into what? To bound. Against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Now, against spiritual wickedness in high places. If you are a ruler of the darkness of this world, that means ruler is another word for what? Ruler, king, but there's another word for them too. Remember the one who told you who she called him what? Master. So a master. This is the actual word right here. Against the masters of the darkness of this world. He said because they have what you call rulers, meaning they have mastered what? The word is what? Darkness. They have mastered darkness. You probably say, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, these ones, he said, this is who you're fighting against. The masters of darkness are actually called master. If you take away the A and you put the I, you have what?
Mister.
Right? And the same thing, if you take it away for a female, you call her mistress. Same thing. Reason why they call a person a mister is when they have what?
Master.
They have mastered it. So it's actually the same word. Once they have mastered it, you call them a mister. It's a principality. She's getting it. It's a principality. Right? So be careful, because these are called masters. Now, another word for masters too is because they master what they have mastered. You ever say that time you get to a master's degree? Now, what's some of the things you can get a master's degree in? Teaching, and another one I know is psychology. That's why they call it masters of darknesses. They have degrees of darknesses. In darkness. Now, darkness, another word for darkness is called mystery. What is a mystery? So they have mastered what? The mystery. But what makes them rulers is because now that they sit above the mystery, they love to keep other people what? In the what? The mystery. In the what?
Yes.
Darkness. So what are they doing to them?
Keeping them slaves.
How?
Keeping them in the dark.
Keeping them in the dark. Now, what is the darkness? We just determined it's what? The mystery, right?
Right.
Darkness is a mystery because you don't know what the world's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So the art of darkness is to master darkness is, like he said, a master's degree in psychology. It means to think that they are smarter than you, right? First of all. Now, what do they think they're smarter than you in? Information. So their goal, the mysteries, what they call themselves, or guides or workers of iniquity, their goal is to keep you in the dark, like she said, in the dark. So their goal is, as long as they can keep you in the dark, they will call rulers of the darkness. Those that love to keep people in the what? The dark. So these are people who always keep what then? Secrets. Exactly. Here we go. Now these are those who love to keep secrets. So we got all type of organizations who love to keep what? Secrets. See, these are those that are working against you to keep you in the what? The dark. Now, some versions of it, they call them another way they used to call it. It's called black magic. See, because black represents what? Darkness. And the magic of getting you in it, right? So they hold an occupation in darknesses. Psychology is a darkness. Listen, they hold degrees in darknesses. They hold degrees in knowing how to keep a person what? In the dark. Some of the degrees, he says, these are why he calls the children of the light and children of the what? Because children of the darkness have degrees in knowing how to what? What are some of the ways they keep you in the dark? Secrets. Let me give you a list. Just some of the things that I just can even think of. Okay, darknesses and master degrees, rulers in dark arts. Dark arts, you heard that before? Dark arts, that's them. Black magic. Tricks. When they play tricks, that is a degree of what? Keeping you in the what? They tricked you. Keeping people in the darkness by keeping secrets that they will never reveal the true intentions and information. See, these will never reveal what? The truth or true information. That's why he calls these children of the what? The darkness. They have degrees. They have occupations. And just doing that all day long. So we know that's why he called them, they're the father of what? Lies. Because lies is another what? Darkness. That's why I say he's the father of it. That's where they got their degree from. That's why he said, give unto Caesar what? Well, see, those that are of darkness belong to the devil, which is, Caesar. So give unto Caesar those who use these everyday occupations. Those who use these. These are their powers, their strengths, their go-tos. Those, they love to lie. So you get around people, trust me. For instance, by lies, manipulating is another degree of darknesses. Manipulations. Keeping people in confusion is another degree. Derision, tossed to and fro, is another form of it. When you don't know which way you're going. Another darknesses which is a very obvious one, foreign languages. Ain't that a darkness? Because you don't know what they what? You don't understand them. He's telling you, anyone who uses these forms are children of darknesses. We already knew because of the color of them. But we even more so knew when they spoke. Like, why you never just tell me what I need to tell? Like, as soon as I talk to you, what does that mean? Right? You know I don't understand what you're saying. And you know how to say, you understand exactly what I'm saying, but you refuse to allow me to understand what you're saying. And you don't want me, and you like it like that. Even some of them that learn English, they still will not what? Speak it. Not around you. Because they love the power, see? Rulers' power of what? Keeping you what? In the what? In the dark. Yeah, lost in the sauce. Intentional misinterpretation. That's another one. They misinterpreted what? Intentionally. These are the ones that love to misconstrue your what? Your words. You say one thing, they're going to make it sound like you said what? Something else. They'll love to twist your words. Twist your diesel. That is another degree of what? Darkness. Another occupation. People, and they said these are professionals at it. Another one. Misconceptions, right? Stereotypes. Miscommunication altogether. Phone drop. Yeah, workers of what? Making sure things does not what? It's always going to be a breakdown in what? Communication. They love it like that. They love it to be distorted. Exactly. Narcissism. That's another form of then they have degree, meaning some people to be cold in it. They even got that title. Man, you're a narcissist. Yeah, exactly. That's what he mean. Yes, I am one. Right? Gaslighting. Psychology we talked about. Redlining. The art of deflection. I know you are, but what am I? Right? Reflection. Religion. Another thing that keeps you distorted is terrorizing, right? Terrorist. Burning crosses in your yard, it confuses you, doesn't it? Because you're trying to figure out why, what I did, what was going on, why is this going on? Mama, dad explained it to me, and they don't even know what's popping. They just know we need to get out of here. And you flee, right? All of that confusion. He said the devil's always in the midst of what? Confusion. That's what he meant. He's the art of darkness. What is? Terror, deception. So you eat nothing from these trees of darkness, right? You're crowded with them. That's why I call them dark clouds. You're surrounded by millions of people who all day long, they just love to surround you and keep you in what? Darknesses. A lot of stuff you don't understand. They love to talk over your head. Stuff like that. All of that. Illuminatis, Masons, right? All these secret organizations, fraternities, sororities, right? Governments. Because they love to hide things in government. They won't even talk to you plain. Go to court. They have a different language in court, don't they? You don't know what the word they be just talking over your head like ping pong. And you just like, okay, what was y'all talking about?
They understand it too.
Right, but you don't. So anyone who works these things and have degrees, like lawyers have degrees in these things, talking over your head. That's the degree. That is the degree. Just a degree to talk over your what? Your head. For them, that's just a degree. They call it master's degree. Exactly. Because they're not talking about mastering, they're talking about mastering their craft.
Deception.
Their deception, which is their craft. Which is, all of them. They mastered their craft. And now they're using it what? On you. Every day. That's why they want to surround you so they can just use it on you. Right? So every day you're under this. And they call those guys workers of iniquity, darknesses. That's why you said you're fighting the children of the light versus what? Because these are the same ones that was in the field with Moses. Like they threw down their little sticks too. They do their little magic tricks and stuff. You got to understand darknesses and what are those type of tricks. Now, they say anyone who uses those things on a daily basis is a children of what? Of darkness. It's not a children of the light, because light actually means clarity. See, light means to make known. They refuse to make it what? No. They don't want to be made known. That's why I try to tell you, that's why certain foods that Moses taught us not to eat when we was younger. He said, don't eat any meat or anything that likes to hide. Like, for instance, that's why we didn't eat like catfish, because it was bottom dwellers. It loved to hide in the what? At the bottom of the ocean, and it would hide all the way in the dark and murky places. That's why we didn't eat things like alligator, because it hides in what? Swamps, where you couldn't detect it, right? Until it jumped out and ate you. Wolves and what? Sheep clothing. They would love to get around you, act like this, but then they were always being very deceptive. They never would make their true intentions known. It's like a person being with a person for so many years, and then you never knew what they really was there for. And they won't tell you. You can ask them one time, they just ain't going to tell you. They're going to lie, go all the way around this subject, and they ain't going to tell you that they just got some evil planned for you. These are workers of what? Darkness. Be careful of them, because there's so many children of the devil out here that works these arts, dark arts, they call it. They already be possessing these things. A master manipulator. Got a PhD in it, right? Know how to confuse you, know how to make you submit to confusion, like a pimp or something, right? Just knows how to talk you out of everything. Have you so confused and dumb? A con artist, right? See, these are those types that just, we say workers of what? Darkness. That's what they working. They working, the darkness in itself is they working mystery on you. They trying to put you in a cloud of what? Darkness, where you don't see what the world is going on, that you don't understand it, that you don't get it. Well, be careful because that's what they do. They like to work it on you. It's called working a little mojo on you. Just, yeah, I mean, sweet talk them. They going to do all type of stuff to just throw you off. Those are workers of what? I need y'all to understand that. They want you to be dumb and confused. Their whole goal is to what? Confuse you. They don't want you on the path. That's what I mean. They will wound you or rend you. That what rend mean. They trying to take you off the path because they know you trying to get on the path of light. But a worker of iniquity is trying to get you what? Off that path and keep you what? In the darkness with everyone else. Now, these are the ones that are at the gate of it. Gatekeepers. That's why they call them principalities and degree holders. Because they know that they can just stop right there and let you go, but they not. Their goal is to keep you in the matrix, to keep you in the womb, keep you in the dark. Because, in the dark of a woman's womb is dark. So their goal is to keep you in there. And let it. And we know once you're born, you have to come out the womb or you do what? Once a baby is born, why does the baby have to come out once it's ready? Because he will die in there. What will happen?
It was suffocating.
It was exactly. So that's the goal. It will suffocate and drown. Because once the water drains out, it's going to suffocate because it can't breathe. So the baby has to come out. When they bust and now, remember, that's what happened to Bing. That's why he had his breathing problems. Remember, because when he was born, the water came out, but he was still in the womb. And remember, his mother didn't know that she was having labor. She was went into labor and didn't know it. And the water drained out, and he was still in the womb. And so he came out with breathing complications because he almost what? Suffocated. So we know that that's what happens if you stay in the womb. That's why they want to crowd you to try to suffocate you so that you don't know what the world is going on. They try to cut your breath. Overcrowdedness is the thing that we're not supposed to have anyway. But it is it's starting to get a lot overcrowded, isn't it? And it's overcrowded with a bunch of black faces, aren't they? And when I say black, I mean pale. Because all the other races, they become pale because these are workers of what? Darknesses. That's what we call them blackface. Black is not black that you look at me and call me black. No, this is not black. I would be considered what you call ruddy. Ruddy means that you of a healthy hue and color. But whenever you become pale, you become very what? Bright, light. You begin to lighten up, almost bleached look, right? A faded look. Right, that's darkness. That is blackness. That is paleness. Like tie-dye, right? That's pale. But once you put a little bleach on it, it lightens up. That means it's going sick. It's darkness. So you're being surrounded by a lot of darknesses. That's why they call it like the house of mirrors. Because you be surrounded by a bunch of darknesses that just want to play games with you. And each of the games is to try to confuse you the more and more and more. That way they can what? Eventually what? Stop you from what? Taking that path. The true path. The goal is to keep you in slavery, not let you what? Out of it. So they're not going to do anything that's going to, I would say, workers of darkness are not going to do anything whatsoever to let you out. That's how you got to know who's who. You got to know who's who. They won't give you not one bright idea that'll get you out of it. Not one. They'll tell you everything that'll keep you here, everything that'll make you labor, and everything that can tell you to try to make you feel comfortable with just staying. That's their conversation. Well, you know, you really ain't gotta go. You can just kind of just. How about we just do this? How about we just stay? Nigga, you want to stay anyway. That was basically that's how Lot wife was, right? Really, I just don't really want to go. I just really just want to stay. But she turned into a pillar of salt. So the goal was not to stay. So you got to be careful of workers of darkness because that's all they want to do. Darkness means confusion. It means a state of unrest. Terror is another state of unrest because it just makes you frantic. It just makes you anguish. Black faces because they crowd on you to create what they call anguish. You know what I mean? And anguish is just an anticipated fear. So when you are at anguish, meaning you know something's coming, and the more it's coming, you get more and more edgy about it. And you begin to give, that's what they call it, anguish at that point. Because that's what actually start making you sick and start lightening up because you know it's coming and you're like, man, stomachs, you know, you want to feel like you want to throw up. Anxiety kicks in and, you know, you just don't, you know, you can't sit still. It creates a state of unrest. That's anguish. So your enemy knows that's what's coming to them. So their goal is to what? Make you feel like that. They want you to feel like they feel every day. Because they know y'all coming for them. And they know you have peace because y'all is not what? Coming for you. So every day, that's why they said when Yah says, I love you and hated Esau, they said that's when you became the world's what? Hated. So they hate your peace. So every day they try more and more to try to take away your what? Because they want you to go mad. Because that's what they are already at that point. They at that point. Because bothering you is madness. They already at that point. They already hanging you on trees. They already trying to cut you off. They already trying to do as much evil as possible, which is madness, according to Yah, to you. So they have already been driven to that point. And even more so, as these days go by, you're going to see that they even more so going to be driven to more madness on how badly they want to tear you down, which is madness. How you know it was madness? Because darkness is madness, like he told Balaam, right? When Balaam was trying to go on the donkey to go what? Put a curse on Israel. And what the donkey told him, nigga, that's madness. See? So to mess with Israel was what? Madness. He knew it. And he tried to rebuke him, like, don't do it, bro. This is going to get you let them be. And what did he say when he did prophesy? He knew. He was like, man, what I do see, the truth, is that I do see them what? I see Jacob, what's the word he used? By itself, alone. Didn't he say that? And alone. So then that makes you think the clearing of the what? Space. I seen Jacob what? Alone. By himself, and there was no one to make him what? Fear. Set into a large place, separated from the crowds of what? Tormentors. That's trying to make you feel what they feel every day. They want you to feel what when Yah cursed them, that was when they lost their incontinence. The same continence that failed when Cain, when he was denied by Yah, he was rejected by Yah, how he felt. His heart dropped. And the only thing he could do was just look at Abel. Because Abel still had a good continence. He knew he was at peace. He didn't feel a set of what in him anymore. He didn't feel no peace. But he felt fear that Yah was going to punish him. He felt the anguish of what he going to do when it all ends. What's going to happen when he do get caught. All that is called anguish. And it makes you go what? Make your mind race and you kind of, it drives you wild. And so They want you to feel like that. I want y'all to understand why they do what they do. The other nations. They want you to feel tormented because that's what they feel every day. Knowing that y'all gonna punish them. They know it. So that goes to uproot you, to get you to feel that what they feel. That's why the devil just doesn't want to just kill you, because they could have been did that. The devil said, nah, that's too easy. I want them to feel my what? My pain. What I have to deal with every day, knowing that I'm cursed. So I have to flip it and tell them that they what? You cursed. And this is what cursed feels like. For us. We're gonna make you feel it.
They want us to bear it too.
They want us to bear it too. Right? So understand. So they work these mysteries on us. They work this, mysteries represents confusion. They love us to keep us in a state of why? They love it like that. They like, yeah, good. As long as you asking why, we know you don't know. Remember the other one was speechless? Remember he said he was speechless when they asked him, where's your wedding garment? How'd you get here? He said he was what? Speechless. Why? I don't got no answers. All I got is questions. See, when you get yeah, bye-bye. Right. Because you haven't got no answers about what's going on around here. Naked you came, what? And nobody wants to be naked because it's cold, ain't it? Matter of fact, go out the door right now, it's cold out there. So imagine being naked out there. So, naked is not a good state in which you want it to be in. You want to feel comforted. That's why I say, I'll give you the comforter. Right? All right. Now, because of the comforter, a lot of things take place then. So we know that there's definitely mysteries is nothing more but a trade, right? A trade that people have taken upon themselves. You're going to hear certain words like this, mysteries. You're going to hear masters, mysteries, because that's what they mastering. They're mastering darknesses, which is magistrates, misters, and mistresses. I told y'all already. Be careful of those words because that's what they mean now. Okay? All right. Now, I ain't going to hold y'all too long. But I want to get into some things that you understand. Now let's come into some good stuff. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 2. It's in the Lost Books. This is how they think. Like I told you, their goal is to torture you because that's how they truly were. And it ain't you that makes them feel that way. Who makes them feel that way? Yeah. Because they know they're being disobedient. They know they're in rebellion mode. So because they know they're in rebellion mode, they hate to see you in there at peace around them. They say even your presence, that peaceful presence, that little smirk, they hate it. That's how they feel. He says, for the ungodly said, reason with themselves, but not aright. See, this is how they think. I'm telling you. Our life is short and tedious. See? And in the death of a man, there is no remedy. So he's talking about death represent when Yah has cursed you, is no what? Is no remedy. That's what they saying. So we know ain't no coming back. So that's why I told you they get filled with that anguish. He said, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. See, and it's not even, no, we ain't known one person that defied Yah and actually, came back, cursed to Yah, and then managed to come back blessed. He said, it's not one. He said, for we are born at all eventually, meaning we just born barely, we just born sporadically. We ain't got no purpose. That's what he's telling you. All adventure, meaning without what? Without a certain what? Purpose. So that's when these random kids get born through rape, get born through child molestation, you get born through sodomizing and stuff. We had children of Sodom and what? Gomorrah. I mean, they're not born with a true purpose. They just born. Like Silly said, I'm here. Oh, Color Purple. If you ever want to know Color Purple, she was born. She was born through that too, like sodomized and stuff, and how she was born. And so she was like, I know you don't like that I'm here, but what? But I'm here. But I was just fan how she said, I'm here. It's funny how she said it though. Okay.
Just like that.
But see, so we are born in all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. Right? For the breath in our nostrils is as what? Smoke. So when he's calling you smoke, that means like a ghost. Like you really just ghostly talking, like Casper. You're not even gonna really, nobody should really pay you no mind. Because you just here today, but what?
No.
Because you already born of nothing. And you ain't gonna never amount to what? Nothing. So Yah's already cursed you that all them children born like that was already, even though it's gonna be a bunch of them born, they still gonna be, that's how Yah looks at them, blown away. He says, so therefore our words are just like a smoke. So we talk like ghosts. And like a little spark in the moving of our hearts. Right? Anytime I saw we had a light, he said a little spark in the movement of our heart, but 3 said what? Which being extinguished. So our lights what? Went out. That's what he said. Our lights been went out. We ain't following Yah. Our bodies shall be turned what? Into what? Ashes. Because Yah not only is Yah is of wind, of the whirlwind, but he's also a consuming what? Fire. So they know that. And our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. And our name shall be forgotten in time. Name represents their what? Purpose. Remember I told you your name represents your what? Purpose. He said, so ain't nobody gonna want to do what we live, like Bush say, I might die, but my son gonna carry on my what? My legacy. So your name, yeah, it's the legacy. So he's telling you, but us, the thing about it is, of the heathens in them, when they die, and when y'all finally be done with them, ain't nobody gonna want to pick up their legacy after that. There's not gonna be one of us that's gonna say, we want to do what the Edomites used to do. We're gonna be nigga now. That is dead, that is gone. That's dinosaur talk. We're not even going back to that ever again. Slavery talk, we never going back to that way. Manipulating darkness talk, we ain't doing that. Everything gonna be clarity, everything gonna be of light, everything gonna be true. People gonna work together. There's no more slave. No, remember they said it in the scriptures going forward. So he's telling you that once their day is gone, ain't nobody going forward. The righteous ain't never gonna pick up their ways anymore. Their ways die with them. That's what he's saying right there. Our name shall be forgotten in time. And no man shall have our works, see, in remembrance. Nobody gonna say, oh man, I forgot to make sure I do what he said I needed to do. You know, they're not gonna do it. The children are not gonna grow up and even carry it out. Now, I ain't doing that. Right. I ain't following my daddy's what? Exactly. I'm not following my daddy's footstep. I'm not here to do what he left to be. It's done. Whatever he didn't do, that's it. We ain't even trying to pick that lifestyle up. He says, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud. Like as a cloud disappears. And shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun. Meaning, as soon as the sun hit it, it's going to melt away. It's going to evaporate. The same way sun hits dog poop. When it hits it, it looks at it, that poop, what? Sucks up, dries up, and it eventually, what? Deteriorates to what? Powder. And then that powder just sprinkled and becomes fertilizer. You never see that poop ever again. Right? And overcome by the heat thereof. See, that's what the heat gonna do to it. For our time is a very shadow that passes away. Now you get it why Psalms 23, what he said? David said, though I walk through the what? Valley of the what? Shadows of who? Death. That he's referring to them too. He calls those just shadows of death. They're gonna pass away and be gone. Why am I even paying them any mind? And after our end, there is no returning. See? For it is fast sealed. That door, meaning they won't be able to what? So that no man cometh again. So come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present. And let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Talking about the creatures, talking about Yah's people. Because they call us animals. Let us use them in our pleasures. See, they love the law because in the law, their strength is in the law because they can use the law to say, the law say we can do this against you. See, but without no law, right, they have no right to what? Touch you. There's no leverage for them. So they need laws. Devil needs, that's why the Creflo was saying the devil needs what? Laws. In order to give himself power to bother you. Because without no law, he can't bother you. So he needs laws to say, but I'm only messing with you because the laws say, nigga, you wanted that so you could. Right. All right. 7. So let us fill ourselves with costly wine, meaning spirits and ointments. Heal ourselves. And let no flower of the spring pass by us. Right? Meaning no flower of the spring, talking about flower, let no teaching of darkness what? Pass by us. Let us use all that evil we've been taught. Let us use it all on them. Right? Every last drop. Let us crown ourselves, see, with rosebuds before they be what? Withered. Let us crown ourselves as what? Principalities and stuff. Let us crown ourselves as kings and queens. Let us crown ourselves as over these people. Right? 9. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Right? That's the raping. Let none of us go without our part. I mean, you get yours. Did you get yours? Did you get you some? And let us leave tokens or signs of joyfulness in every place. And let us leave these teachings to our kids. And let us make sure that they get them some too. And let us make sure we go to every place and keep our spirit there. So that's when you notice that when one person dies, another one what? Carries it on. It seems like, dang, by now slavery would have been ended. But no, it's because the sons, when they grow up, they talk to what? Keep it going. To keep it going, right? And he says, so let us leave this joyfulness in every place. For this is our portion and our lot is this. Meaning this is all we got. Let's take advantage. Let's use it now, right? Let us oppress. That's how you know what they're talking about. So 10 says, so let us oppress the poor what? Righteous what? Righteous men. So they all got their eyes lurking. The gnashing of the teeth is at who? The righteous men. Because they know the righteous is going to take over what? After them. They know it. So remember he said it goes to trend them down and to what? Tear them down before that day what? Comes. So let us not spare the widow, those who have been separated from Yahweh right now, lost their way, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age, meaning those who are mature telling them, hey, y'all tripping. They don't regard none of the prophets or nothing, right? They don't regard it. They're not listening to none of the preachers. These are the age gray hair or the preachers, the prophets, anybody that's telling them right like Moses and them, they ain't what? We ain't hearing that. We just gonna have our way, like a gay pride parade, right? We're gonna do it anyway. We do what we want. 11. So let our strength be the law of, see, that's where they get that, see where it come from. The law of what? We using this court system, we using this stuff so that we can promote ourselves through it. Right? We use laws because that's how we can get what we want. But we take advantage of it. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. See? Because he said without it, nothing else is what? Has any worth. But if we use that would gain us with everything we need by using laws. Because there's nothing else that's worth to, meaning we ain't got nothing else to do but die. So let us bother these, let us afflict these people that are at peace. 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous. See, that's all they got. That's all they want to do. Because he is not, why? Because he is what? Not for our what? Turn. Meaning the turn, he's not for our conversation. He's not for our ways. He's not for our turn and what we want to do. He ain't for it. He called it what? Wrong, evil. And they hate it. Even the more. And he is clean contrary to our doings. He's clean and contrary, meaning he clean contrary, meaning split. Line in the sand. I'm over here and y'all what? Over there. He made it clear. that he ain't with it, no shape, form, or what? Or fashion. He ain't with it. So that's what he mean. He's against our turn. He ain't for us and what we want to do. He ain't participating in it. He ain't a partaker, and he don't want nothing to do with it. Right? He not joining us. He upbraided us, matter of fact, with our offending of the law. See? Breaking of the law. He upbraid, he speak against us, saying y'all going to hell, right? And objected to our infamy, the transgressing of our education. See, that's one of the dogmas of us using this stuff, transgressing these people. They speaking against it. But that's what makes us even more mad at them, right? Because we like, why are you saying something about what we doing? Shut up! Don't say nothing. I don't want to hear that we can't do this. We doing it, and yeah. So they always get mad at one that's not for them, that won't join them, right? They raping. They like, you come get something. When you tell them no, you ain't for it. Like the adulterous woman, I'm not finna stone her because y'all finna stone her. Then they get what? Then they get to looking at you. Yeah. Oh, you the enemy. That's what they say. You the enemy. That's how they know who the enemy is. Be honest. Because they know you ain't with it. The righteous are what? Are not with it. He said he said those who love this world won't be what? In that world. So that's what it means. The righteous know they're going to be where? In that world. So they don't love what? This world. Exactly. 13. He professes to have knowledge of Yah. He calleth himself the child of what? Of the Lord. Yeah. And then they finna confess. He was made to reprove our what? Thought. See, Yah created him to what? Give us what? Hell. He's saying it. They know that. He was supposed to correct us. He's supposed to. But we can't stand it. We hate it. We hate being corrected by him. That's why Cain killed what? Because he couldn't stand that Abel was what? Correcting him. So he was made to reprove our thoughts. 15 says, he is grievous unto us even to look at, to behold him. For his life is not like other men's. See? His ways are of another what? Fashion. See, he of another spot. That's what he's telling. He not like us. This one is not like us. The righteous are not like us. Right? 16. We are esteemed of him, meaning we are even counted of him as counterfeits. See, we fakes. We copycats. He knows we just liars. He abstained from our ways as from filthiness. So he called all our ways what? Filthiness, right? Y'all say be filthy, be what? Filthy still. So he already tells us that we ain't nothing but some filthy people out here. He pronounced the end of the just to be blessed, though. He said, but the just and the righteous shall be what? Blessed. And make it his boast that Yah is his father. So let us see if his words be true. And let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. Right? 18 says, for if the just man be the son of Yah, he will help him then. If he is the son of Yah, then Yah will what? Help him. And deliver him from the hands of who? Us. If Yah is, he is the son of Yah, Yah will deliver him from us. Right? That's what he's saying. 19. Let us even examine him with despitefulness. Because in despite that we know he is who he is, let us what? In despitefulness, knowing we know who he is, but we still gonna be hard on him, right? And what do they say they do to him? They torture him. That we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Meaning, does he truly serve Yah, or will he give in and serve us? Will he join with us? If we keep bothering him to see if will he what? So if he doesn't, then let us condemn him with a shameful death then. See? Shameful death, meaning put him in what? Darkness. Shameful darkness. Let us condemn him with, let's put him in darkness. Let's confuse him then. Let's try to make him go stupid, go mad, whatever. That way we can kill him ahead of time. Right? 20. For by his own sayings he shall be respected. 21. So after they wanted to, 19 says, after they wanted, in the spitefulness of who he was, they still wanted to torture him. Right? That we may know if he is still meek, meaning does he still serve the Lord? And prove his patience. Does he still with Yah, or would he what? Give in and what? Turn. Right? Or can we just destroy him altogether? So 21 says, so such things did they imagine and were what? Deceived. For their own wickedness has what to them? Blinded who? Them. So they was trying to say, 20 says, so let us condemn him with a shameful what? Death. So they wanted to blind, remember I told you the workers of what? Darknesses, they wanted to do what to him? To blind him. They wanted to blind him. Who else did they try to blind back in the Bible? What great man did they try to blind? Remember Samson?
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah. So many S's. I was like,
Samson, yes, Samson. They pluck his eyes out because he was a very strong man of Israel, and he had gave the Philistines hell. He was a judge. See, being a judge, but he made a mistake, didn't he? Because he ended up wanting to have married one of their kind, right? And that was then that's when they used it to flip it on him. Remember, Delilah got him, didn't she? She said, what's your weakness? Yeah, what is your weakness? Right? Was it really his hair was his weakness?
No.
It wasn't the hair. He was just disobedient because remember I told you, don't give what is holy what? That was what got him. He went to serve another nation of people that Yah did not tell him to what? Serve. And he revealed to her his weakness. And in return, she cut off all his hair. I mean, took away all his strength. Remember? He lost all his strength because he served it the wrong people. And they what? That's what she said. She looked to what? Trample over you and what? And tear you what? Tear you down. Being that he was a judge. And she tore him down. But what happened? And when they grabbed him, they arrested him, they plucked his eyes out, everything, cut off all his hair and stuff. But then they said when he was in prison, though, his hair began to what? Slowly grow back. And then what was his last prayer? He said, yeah, I know I messed up, but just give me the strength one more time, didn't he? One more time to put an end to his what? Enemies. So the minute he got in the midst of all of his enemies, remember he grabbed the two pillars, they say Samson, and said, yeah, give me the strength one last time. And he was still blind, and he pulled him down and killed everybody in that room. All of the heads died because all the heads had gathered around him just as a show. Like Gladiator. And he knocked that whole Colosseum down with all of them in it. And they all died. And Samson died too. But y'all gave him the strength one last time for one good ride. But that was his purpose anyway, was to bring them to that place. See, because remember he said, whenever they think they got you, that's when they all gonna come out. Didn't he say that? They think that was Yah's plan. To get them all in one what? One room. That was always the plan. And then they was going
Delilah there too?
Delilah was there too. They all died. Mm-hmm. So he says, so such things as they imagined to do to him was to blind him, and they were deceived for their own wickedness, right? Their whole scheme has what did what to them? Blinded them. They blinded them to make them come to that certain place. And not understanding that's for you. If you come, that's for your life. But they were blinded, right? The blind leading to what? And you're going to fall. Didn't he say that? Because you're going to be led right to a place that's going to be for your death. Because because you're blind. You don't know where you're going. So when you dabble in that dark art, that way say, how you going to judge? You say, judge not. That way telling you, how you going to judge these people, but you what? Blinded. How you going to tell them, I'm going to help you see, brother, but you what? Can't see. Right? You can't help nobody if you a slave yourself. So he said, because they was a slave to what they own crafts and stuff, though, now, let me share with you, because those mysteries and stuff, that what they doing, those dark arts are going to take over what? Them. It's already telling you what's going to happen. Because they're trying to use it on you so much, it's going to flip and be used what? On them. By their own craft. It's going to deceive them into that same corridor that'll deceive all of them. To get them to come to a certain place at a certain time, thinking that we finally got what we came for, and it's going to be a whole complete what? Event. It's going to be a setup. And at that place, only one walking out that room. And we know who was that one. Who he said going to be alone. And Jacob going what? Alone. So we know who only one walking out that room. But it's to bait everyone into that room that have ever been a worker of what? Darkness and iniquities. It's to get them all to come. Same way with Moses. He got them all to come in Egypt. And then what? The angel comes out and what? Runs through all of Egypt. Yeah, destroyed all of them. It just needs them all to come. And he had, when Pharaoh, he had all the king's horses, all the king's men. I mean, he had brought out all his big time players. They all came to that event thinking they was going to challenge Moses. But it was all meant to get them there for Yah to what? Yeah. And they don't be, now we say your craft is going to blind you because you're going to think your craft going to invite you to something. Say, you know, you got the power. You perfect for it. You need to go. And you're going to get that invitation. Invitation going to say, you got the power. Yeah, I do hold the power. Come here this day. We need to use that power. That day is for your what? Yeah. The same way he called for Balaam, right? The king said, Balaam, I need you. You know how to curse Israel. Come. See? And the donkey tell him, don't go, right? It's for your what? It's for your death. You don't go. Don't go to curse. Don't use your power on Israel. It's for your what? Death. They never understand it. He said, it has blinded them. 22. See, as for the mysteries of Yah, they knew them what? See, they don't know what they operate. See, that's the mystery. The darkness, they don't what? They don't know it. That's what he's telling you. If you want to mess with dark magic, you want to mess with dark arts, you don't what? You don't know it like you think you know it. It's going to what? It's going to deceive you. See, people be wanting to, they always want power. So people going to try to find a way to control devils and try to control demons, control angels. I want power. I want some power. How can I control? How can I summons Ouija boards? Can I summons up somebody from the dead? And you think, like Pet Cemetery, you think you're going to be able to control it once you summons them. Like Aladdin with the genie, right? You think you're going to control the genie? But really, he's what? You hit it. He's really controlling you. He going to let you make you think you calling the shots, but he just needed you to set him what? Free. So therefore, he going to flip and what? Turn on you. He's going to deceive you. Just like the genie deceived Aladdin. He's going to deceive him. You think he just want to sit there? I just want to work for you for the rest of my life in this bottle. You really think that's what that devil thinking? Yeah, because every time Aladdin keep putting it back in the bottle. Now get back in that bottle. Because I need to use you again tomorrow. You think that's what he want to keep doing for the rest of his life? Just helping you? Do stupid stuff, might I add, because he know whatever you ask him to do is just dumb and stupid. But he said, okay, I'll play the game with you. Come on, what you want? I grant you 3 wishes. What you want? But every wish you ask for is going to be a deceiving wish. And every time you get it, he's going to be like, man, I didn't want it to come out like that. He'd be like, oh, I didn't know it was going to come out. He did. It's deceitful. He knows. His goal is to lie to you. It's a darkness. He called him mystery. He's a mystery. You don't know him. He just said it. As for the mysteries of Yah, meaning these work for who? Don't get it twisted. The devil works for who? Whether you believe it or not, the devil works for who?
Yeah.
For Yah. And they knew it not, neither hope they for the wages of righteousness, nor discern a reward for blameless souls. For Yah created man to be what? See, he created the righteous to be what? Immortal, and made him to be the image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it. See, those that join the side of the devil in darknesses will find what? Death. Because it's going to bring you to what? Because them evil forces, that's what they are, evil forces. They're not for you to right. They're not caring about you being rich. That's what you think. I'm going to use this little devil to give him, use this genie and give me some, I'm going to be rich and everything. You think that's what they going to do for you? That's not what they really thinking. See, you don't know what's in their head. How do you know? Watch this here. Remember that I told you in Revelation why he said them three spirits came out and gathered them kings to that what? Valley of what? Jehoshaphat. It baited them all there. Yeah. The goal was, see, that's what them demons are thinking. They know it is fulfilled. It is written. You know what? When them devils got cursed, they tried to apologize to Yah. When them fallen angels fell, they tried to apologize to Yah. Of course, it said even Esau tried to, but Yah rejected it, didn't it? So they did want to come back, but Yah promised them. This is in the lost books too. He said, nah, ghosts, goblins, whatever y'all are now, y'all will be, but I'm not going to just do away with you, not yet, because now you have become useful to me. So them same devils, goons, and goblins, and ghosts that y'all out there summoning and playing with, Yah says that you are useful to me. To gather who? You. You. That's what they're useful for. To bring you to your what? Death. That's what them witches, they think they conjure up this stuff. Them devils and demons in the movies, they want you. Yeah, I can help you. Come on, I do what you want. But they know they have a command on them already. Before you even found them in the sand and dug them up, in the cemetery and dug them up, you think they already under a command too. That's what you're going to come to find out. They work for who? Yah. And after so what they go, no matter what you finna try to command them to do, they gonna look at you and say, okay, I'll do that, whatever. Because they just lying spirits. That's what he's calling. They'll lie. They don't, you know, what tell them that they gotta tell you the truth? They already work for somebody. That's the whole point. So when you just conjure them up or summon them, they still work for who they work for. And they still remember their mission. And matter of fact, you didn't find them. I'm going to be honest. You didn't find them. They what? They found you. Don't get it twisted. You didn't just so happen to walk in here and find that. Nah, baby, it was set there for you. It knew you was coming. It made you come that way. It wanted what? You. You will be a perfect host for it. So don't think you found it. It was waiting on you. Trust me, you're going to understand. All right? So we know that these devils do work for Yah. No matter how you look at it, because like I told you, they know the day of judgment they're going to be destroyed too. Because remember the devils asked Yahushua, he said, are you coming to cast us out before our time? Remember? He said, before our time. So they knew they had a time to do what they had to do. So he asked him, is this our time now? He said, no, it's not the time yet. So he just told him what? Cast them what? Out. It just meant go what? Go somewhere else. But you just can't sit in these people. But you can go find somebody. Remember they went to the pigs and then made the pigs drown themselves so that they can free themselves to go what? Find another host. So they didn't go to hell. They just moved around to another what? Looking for another body. Right? So they know they permitted to move around until it's all what? Fulfilled. But the goal is to gather you to your death. That's what they're there to do. Angels of death, all they know is death and to gather you to death. That's all they know. Whatever they promise you, trust me, it's a lie. But you was itchy-eared anyway, and that's what you wanted, power. So you was drawn to it like a magnet. And it's going to use you. And it's going to draw you to your death. So understand that. Knowing that they want to get right with y'all, they're gonna finish this revelation. That's what they're there to do. To make sure it all what? It is done. That's what the demons and devils are there for. To make sure it all plays out. So that's why I say, even though we think we ain't doing it, it's still all in full motion. And that's what the demons, devils, and angels are to make sure what? Everything continues in its motion until it all is fulfilled. So it's not going to stop until it all is what? Fulfilled. Right? Till they all are gathered, right? Okay. Hebrews 12, 25 to 29. Mm-hmm. Now, because of this, he said he was going to judge not only earth, but this time he was going to judge heaven too. So that means now even the angels. See, when I told you, all the demons, all the devils, all the angels, everyone's going to be judged. You know, all of us. So even they had to be judged. According to, did they help Israel or did they what? Not help. According to what is written. So it's letting you know that right here, 25 says, see that you refuse not him that speaketh, for if they escape not who refuse him that spake on earth, much more shall not we escape if we turn from him that speaketh from heaven. Who was that speaking from heaven? Yah, big Yah. Whose voice then shook the earth. And when he shook the earth, everything that was not bolted down, like in any earthquake, anything that's not bolted down gonna be what? Moved. So he said, or shook. That's the anguish I was talking about. When Yah comes, presence of Yah comes, everything that is in anguish is gonna flee. Everything's gonna run. Everything that ain't of Yah is gonna what? Be terrorized, and they're gonna get up out of it, ain't they? Or at least try to. But now he has promised, saying, yet once more I shake not the earth only, but also what? Yeah. Heaven. See, you know what I mean? Meaning now for the terrorize what? Even the angels. And this word, yet once more, signifying the removing. See, this is what it signifies. The removing of those things that are what? Shaken. Those are those people that are in what? Anguish. These people that are in what? Fear and in torment. That's why they try to put you in that mode. But that's why Yah told you to keep your what? Peace. Fear not. See, exactly. They want you to feel like they feel, so they try to bother you every day and keep you always confused in that fear. Confused in what? Fear. As of the things that are made, that those things which cannot be shaken may what? Remain. So what's going to remain? Those who do not, like you said, those who do not fear. So that's why they try to tell you only serve who? Yah. And don't fear what? Nothing or nobody else. Because trust me, those things are there to test you to see. And you best make good on it. Goliaths are created to test you. Was you going to bow down? Let's see. But they know the rule is that you ain't supposed to what? Right. So because he's trying to create, like I told you, what cannot be shaken? Kings and queens. That's what he's saying. They cannot be shaken. Because they don't what? Bow, and they don't what? Fear. They can't be moved. Wherefore, we receiving a kingdom which cannot be moved, not full of those type of people, let us have grace, whereby we may serve Yah acceptably with reverence and Yahly what? Fear. So only person you put fear is who? Yah. For Yah is a what? Consuming what? Because when his presence come, if you ain't ready, you gonna rip and run. You gonna the whirlwind gonna blow you away. And if you get blown away with the torment of the wind, tearing everything down, then what comes shortly after that wind and blowing an earthquake is gonna get hit with the fire. So yeah, you ought to disintegrate. That's what happened a lot. So you don't want to be a part of it. After the whirlwind comes the fire. The whirlwind is to shake you. Same way if you probably go to the top of a skyscraper and you feel that little wind that blows, and if you feel up there, you feel a little uneasiness, gather yourself, because that's what he's talking about. That whirlwind is there to make you fear. Let's see if you fear. Let's see. But you know you ain't supposed to fear nothing. Because shortly after the wind comes what? The fire. Mm-hmm. All right. Go to 1 Corinthians 6. Because now we understand that even the angels will be judged, right? The question is, though, who will judge the angels?
Yeah.
Hmm?
The righteous.
The righteous. They judging everything. It says right here, their interview having a matter against another, go to the law before the unjust and not before the saints, meaning the righteous. He says their interview. So he wants you to try it. See, this is for us who dummies. He's telling you, I dare any of you having a matter against one another to go to the heathen to get it solved. He says, that ain't what righteous people do. The righteous judge their own what? Matters. They do not. Like if we have an issue in here, we're not going to go run to the nearest Chinese man and ask him, what can we do? We're not running to the nearest Edomite. Can you help me? We're not running to the nearest African. What you got? What potion you got? But we know whenever we have an issue, we have to what? Deal with it in-house. Israel deals with their own matters in-house. They don't go to these other nations that are unbelievers and ask them to do anything for us. It'll be within. He says it. 2. So do you not know that the saints shall judge the world? So he's telling you the righteous shall judge what? The world. He's talking about this world. So he's already telling you who's going to tear it down. The righteous. This world. That's why they told you, I read in Wisdom of Solomon, they trying to do what to the righteous? Get them out the way, right? Because we know they're going to be the ones that tear all this down. And they're not going to have, we said the righteous will not have what? Mercy. That's why I try to explain to people the difference between righteous people and Christians. It's a big difference. It's a big difference gap. It's more discipline on the side of the righteous than it is for Christians. Christians love to just, how they call it, forgive and forget. Mm-hmm. They love to coddle. But the righteous, they just about business. They doers of the word. And if they do it, say, if y'all tell them to take you out, they're not gonna coddle that. They're not gonna say, well, now, Lord. They are very obedient. That's the difference. They're very meek and obedient. They do what they're told to do. They're, that's what they do. That's what makes them righteous. Sons and daughters of the Most High, kings and queens. They're not going to spare you who are unbeliever when y'all says get rid of all what? Unbelievers. But I'm going to say this one to the side. I'm going to tuck this one in over there. No, they're not going to tell you now. They're not going to do that. But Christians will. That's the difference. They'll hide Esau. They'll hide. They'll stand up for them. They'll get in front of them. No, you ain't going to touch my... Yeah, they'll defend them. The enemy. Just like they defended Barnabas, right? Instead of Yahushua, say, who you gonna let go? They said, let Barnabas go. They said, y'all want the murderer? And that's who y'all ready to have mercy on him? They say, yeah, but crucify him because he was righteous. So they don't like righteous people. This world don't like righteous people because they know the righteous are going to be the ones that's going to put all this stuff to him. And they know it. And they can tell which ones are by if they tempt them and they don't fall for it. Then they know, oh, we got a problem. This one that didn't take the money. This one didn't take the deal. Then they know they got a problem because they know what they're looking at that point. This one's going to be a problem later. That's what they tell themselves. If we don't get them to submit, if we don't get them to buy in, if we don't get them to take the money, we know we got a problem. Because it only can mean one thing. He either for us or what?
Yes.
Exactly. See, because they said the righteous are very what? Clear cut. There ain't no
Ain't no gray area.
There's no gray area. And that's what they let it be known. They vary of much clarity. Children of the light. That's what they mean. They clarity. Straight down the middle. They fair, and they're gonna be fair in judgment. Evil gotta go, and good gonna move on. That's the fairness. That's it, right? So it says this. So they shall judge the world, the saints. And if the world shall be judged by the saints, are you unworthy to judge the smallest of matters? Telling you now, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. If you're going to be a king and a queen and a judge later, but you can't even judge the smallest matters amongst two of y'all right now in civil matters, y'all can't work things out. Y'all got to bring in these other nations of people to figure out y'all situations and y'all matters. He said, you ought to be ashamed of yourself because he's telling you right now that the saints, the righteous, are going to judge the world. And they're going to judge it, and then they're going to rule it. So you better be on the right side. But you shouldn't be, but he's telling you it's a shame for you to be confused on who's who, what is what, good from evil. If you're a child of the light, you should be able to discern between what? The two. That's what good judges are. This is my left, this is my right. I know the difference. Right? Can't be confused. So that's why I tell you the rulers of darkness are trying to work what on you? Confusion at all times. Like, we need you not to know who's who. That's why they've been lying about everything. Because they wanted to keep you what? In shame. Shame means what? What? Confusion. They wanted to keep you in all those manipulators, all the little list of stuff that they do. Is to keep you what? Thrown off. Where you don't know what's really going on, who's who. That's what they work on. You say rulers of darknesses. They work in darkness is what? It means mysteries and what? Confusions. They love to keep that upon you. They don't want you to know that they're working against you. They love to hide themselves in lies. That's what they do. Hide themselves in lies. 24. He says 4. So then, no, 3. He said, know you not that we shall also judge what? See, if you're finna be judging angels and kings and queens too. So these same people you see, your Trumps, and yeah, you're gonna be judging too. Some of the most powerfulest people who ever walked the earth. You're gonna have to say yay or what? Yay or nay. And you can't be scared or frightened at the stature of that person. Good, right is right, and what? Wrong is wrong. No matter who it is. That's what a good king and a good judge knows. Judges don't take what? Bribes. A good judge doesn't take a what? A bribe. Can't be bought. And that's what y'all's looking to make out of us. Kings, queens, priests, judges, yeah. Said judges, that was it. You're going to judge angels. That means making judges. Right? How much more things that pertain to this life? See? So therefore, you know already some of the things that you're gonna be judged. So that means, how in the world you gonna be able to judge an angel then? Well, that definitely means you had to get the power first, right? So you know you're gonna get the power over angels. People be like, the power over angels, nigga. You tripping. Well, how do you know? Go to Psalms 110. And then let's get into these last few little scriptures and I'm gonna show you. Psalms 110.
Like 1 and 10 or 1?
110. 110. So that's the thing. You ain't finna step to nobody and not understand. Right? Because everyone's looking for a miraculous thing to occur. But Yah has already laid it out what it's going to be. Right? He says, Psalms of David, the Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thy enemies thy footstool. See, everybody thought he was talking about sit on the Lord's right hand. No. He's telling that angel to sit where? On David's what?
Right.
Until I make your enemies your what? So he's telling that angel to sit on his right hand, meaning give him the power to swing his what? Right hand. So when he's swinging that right hand, it's going to be the force and velocity of an angel swinging at the same exact time. He's going to have the power of that what? That angel. It's telling you right there. You say, that ain't what they're saying. You just got to keep reading. Till I make, and he says, until I, who's I? Yah makes his what? All his enemies that day gonna be his what? Because he ain't gonna stop swinging until they what? The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule, telling him to rule thou in the midst of your what? So he's definitely gonna be in the midst of it, and he gonna tell him to what? Do you. That's what's gonna happen. 3. And the people shall be willing in the day of your what? Power. See, the day he possessed that angel power, it's gonna be now everybody, you know what? We can work something out. We really can. And in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, I'm talking because he just came out of the what? What's in the womb? We call the womb the matrix. So who's guarding the matrix? The rulers of what? Darknesses. See, all them wizards, all the magicians were there. Like Samson, he got them all there. That's the womb. They all, because that's the last thing he calls them when they all gather. Guess what he calls them? The womb. Because that's the last line of what? Defense. So he wants them all to come. Because once they all done, what happens? It's it. That means you what? Free. Because who else is there left? Nobody. Now you just came out of the what? The womb. There's no one else left to contest. There's no one else left to fight. That's how Moses left him. Now we say, you have wounded Rahab. You wounded the neck of the dragon. You chopped it off. Wasn't nobody left to contest. Nobody with no more tricks that they could use. No more magic, nothing. As he threw down his stick, it ate up what? All theirs, wasn't it? Remember that snake ate up all theirs? They ain't had nothing left to fight with. After Moses was done with Egypt, who was left to fight? Nobody. None of them. Not one Egyptian smart man, not one of them was left that could even try something. He took them all out. Same way Samson took out all of them. That's what he means. Thou hast the dew of thy youth, meaning he still, the dew is the word, the water of the word. He still kept the what? The command, what is what? Written. The Lord has sworn and will not what? Repent. See, so the Lord has already written this and he will not what? Change it, that you are what? Priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. Now, what is the priest? The same as the judge, the same as the officer, the same as the warrior. The Lord, and this is how I told you that you knew. That's what he was saying right there in verse 10. I mean, verse 1, because he said it in verse 5. If you didn't know, that's what he said. What did he say right now? The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through what? Kings in the day of his wrath. So that's what he was telling you. He didn't tell me he said at my right hand. He told me, no, sit at David's right hand. He said, and the Lord at your right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. Right there with him, for swing. He shall judge among the heathens. He shall fill the places with dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. Some of all them other kings and stuff that was working, rulers of what? Darknesses. That's what he's talking about. Getting them all. He shall drink of the brook of the way. Therefore shall he lift up the true head. Meaning he going to lift up the head of Yahusha and the true kings and queens of the earth. That's what he means. And they're going to be found not to be them. Right? Psalms 8. He says to the chief musician upon Gittith, the Psalm of David as well. O Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth, who has set thy glory above the heavens. See, out of the mouth of babes and sucklings has thou ordained strength because of thy enemies. That thou mightest steal the enemies and the avengers. When he said to steal them, meaning get behind me, what? Steal them, meaning they can't move anymore. They're not able to go forth. I told you, once you become demented, you are able to what? Go forth. Yeah, you're able to go through the turnstile. You can keep going. They won't. They end and stop what? At that womb. They can't what? Go forth because they ain't got nothing left to fight with. Right? When I considered the heavens and the works of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained. That's what he said. But what is man that thou art mindful of him? And the Son of Man that thou visitest. And meaning you sent the angels, right? Remember, told you to bless you, to make sure that you became of a certain mind, or that you grew in degrees, and that you grew in knowledge, wisdom, and what? Understanding, right? That's what I mean. Yah visited you to make sure that you was having showing what? Progress. Exactly. 5. For thou hast made him a little Lord than the angels, and hast crowned him with glory and what? Honor. What is the glory and honor? Crown. He's a king. Thou hast made him to have what? Dominion over the works of thy hands. Talking about all angels and everything. And thou hast put all things under his what? His feet. Telling you right there. All sheep and oxen, yeah, all the beasts of the field, the fowls of the air, the fishes of the sea, and whatsoever passes through the paths of the sea. O Lord, how excellent is thy name in all earth. And we already told you, he's talking about angels and stuff, what? 2. Now, my most favorite one. Go to Psalms 118. Because y'all still might not really just understand. You might still have some questions about who gonna be doing the slaying. Because y'all ain't, we be like, that ain't what they're saying at all. That ain't what they're saying at all. So I decided to make sure y'all said, let's make it even more clear to them what's finna happen. He says, oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, because his mercy endureth forever for the elect. So let Israel now say that his mercy endureth what? Forever. Meaning life, right? This one he gonna keep raising back, because this one is Israel. Let the house of Aaron now say that his mercy endureth what? Forever. The house of the what? The priest. Let them now that fear the Lord say that his mercy endureth what? Forever. These are the congregations. I call upon the Lord in distress. The Lord answered me and set me in a large place. Remember large when he said Jacob shall be what? Alone. See, that's that large place, meaning he's no longer surrounded by those people anymore. All those darknesses are now gone. So he set him in a large, spacious. When he say large, you mean a spacious place. When there's no more what? No more adversaries. 6. And we just said it. We read it too in Psalms 119. What does it say right here? The Lord is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me? You ever heard this? The Lord is with me. What can man what? But it really says the Lord is on. See, that's why it's another misinterpretation. People like to say the Lord is with me. What can man do unto me? But it's really saying the Lord is on my what? My side as a helper, right? I will not fear. What can man do unto me? 7, the Lord take my part with them that help me. See, he's all them, that even the angels, everything, they all are one partaker. So he take part with all of them that help me, with the angels and everything, those that assisted. Therefore shall I see my desires upon them that hate me. So he's going to see it with your own eyes. You're going to see it. Why are you going to see it with your own eyes? Because you're going to be there. So the only way you're going to see it with your own eyes, you got to actually be on ground zero. You're going to be there to see what's going to happen to your enemies. You're going to see it with your, he ain't say with somebody else's eyes. Somebody ain't going to come back and tell you, hey man, you know, remember such and such. It ain't going to be like that. You're going to be right there. You're going to lay eyes on your own enemy, and you're going to see the fall of your own enemy with your own eyes. So it's, yeah, he's telling you that there. 9, and why is they your enemies? Because they didn't want to see you what? Become who you what? Was going to become. But it's finally there. The power is now given. You did become that. And now because you did become it, he said, when I was a child, I thought a child, but when I became a what? A man. See, that what he said, but once I have become. See, that was the day they never wanted to what? See, the confusion is to keep you what? The darkness is to keep you from becoming a what? Stay ignorant, stay confused, because that's what a child is. They don't know nothing. They don't know no better. They just listen to what everybody tell them, and that's what they do. You know, that's how children are. But when you are a man, it's a big difference. Because men only got one leader. Who's that? Yeah. That's the difference between a child. A child, like Rum, they got many people he got to listen to when he's a child, doesn't he? He got to listen to Poochie. He got to listen to his big brothers, his big sisters, his aunties, his uncles, his everybody, his teachers, and anybody that come around, he got to listen to them. You know, whatever they say, daddy, mama, grandma, granddaddy, everybody. But when you become a man, you rule your own what? House. So then who teaches you then? Only Yah. Only one. Head of what? Household. Exactly. That's the difference. That is the difference. He said, now, so 8, it is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. So what he's telling you right here, don't put confidence in man, meaning how many bodyguards I got? The supporters. See what he's saying? Don't put trust in numbers. That's what he's talking about. Don't put trust in numbers and what, because it's, when you with man, you think, because it's a bunch of men's, ain't it? You think if I got a bunch of people with me, he's telling you don't put no trust in armies of people. Don't put trust in it like, oh, well, I got 1,000. What you gonna do? It's just one of you. I got 1,000, right? But what does Yah say? Is he put 1 against a what? And 2 against what? 10,000. You see? So that's why he said for the one with 1,000, he gonna think he got the upper hand. He gonna think he got the advantage, but he's telling you, I don't put trust in those numbers, because y'all can do much with just with 1. And number 2, it is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes. Talking about they talking about powers and what? Principalities. They talking about powers. Don't think because you got this magic trick here, then because you got this over there that you think you got it too. Money, all that stuff. Don't think that stuff is gonna what? Save you that day neither. All your little gadgets and gadgets, none of that stuff is gonna save you. So he's telling you, don't put your trust in people, in the supporters, and don't put your trust in your powers and strength of money and things like that. Give it no thought. Don't think those things are gonna save you. Guns, all that material stuff, don't think it's gonna what? Because it's not. It's not true power. He's explaining you what power is. It's only one power you need to make sure you have on your side that day. What power you need to have? Power of Yah. He says, all nations compass me about. Like I said, this is one of my favorites. He says, all nations compass me about, but in the name and purpose of the Lord will what?
Destroy.
Who? Read it again.
All nations.
Compass me about. But in the name of the Lord will what?
Destroy.
You saying destroy, but what come before destroy? What word come before destroy?
I.
I will destroy those nations. He's talking about himself. See, when you got the Lord with you, then that's what it means. The Lord fight your what? But you still got to be there too. You ain't going to look at it from a distance. Oh, Lord, tearing them down over there. No, baby, you have to be in that battle too. So therefore, that's why he's saying, look, he said, all nations compass me about, but in the name of the Lord will I destroy them. They compass me about. Yeah, they compass me about, meaning they surrounded me. But in the name of the Lord, what? I will destroy them. They compass me about like bees. You know, bees like to sting. They are quenched as the fire of thorns when they set them on fire. For in the name of the Lord, I will what? Destroy them. Who's that talking about? So you don't get it confused. Oh, the Lord talking about something else gonna happen. Somebody else gonna intervene over there. You gonna have to do it. You, personally. This is not a fight that y'all was gonna let you sit back and watch it because there's no confidence in that. Confidence is when you put your own two hands on it. Because then you need to know what your hands can truly what? Do. That's the confidence. That's what y'all say is when the Lord is on my side. What can man what? Do to me. Now what can those numbers do when I got the Lord fighting with me? See, all you need is the purpose of the Lord, meaning you, all that's got to be with you is a yay. Not a nay, but a what? Remember I told you judgment is all about yay or what? Yay or nay. So all you need to know when y'all's with you that, are we good, y'all? And if it's a what? Yay. A yay, it's a wrap. That's what David said. All I need to know is it a yay? And the Lord gonna say, yes, I'm what? I'm with you. That means inside you, with you, on your right hand, do you. Watch this here. 13. Thou hast thrust sore at me that I might fall, but the Lord what? Help me. See, they tried everything to do that I might fall, but the Lord what? Help me. Meaning he didn't die. They said they tried to put him down, but he kept what? Getting right back up because the Lord was kept what? Bringing him right back. You ain't it. The Lord is my strength and song and has become my salvation. The voice of the rejoicing and salvation is in the tabernacles of the righteous. See? The right hand of the Lord doeth what? Valiantly. Talking about yes, meaning without what? Fear. Valiantly means very courageously. So he fought the spirit on you, gonna fight very what? Courageously. That means fighting one against maybe what? Thousands. But he said, because that's very what? Courageous. And shall not lose a step out there. The right hand of the Lord is exalted. See, lifted up. The right hand of the Lord doeth what? Violently. See, but the right hand of the Lord, he's talking about his own what? Because the Lord is on his right hand. So he said the Lord, he going to see when the Lord, the gosh, I didn't even know I could what? Do all this. The Lord is, that's what it means. The Lord is very what? Courageous. That confidence, every battle you're going to be winning is going to build you up even more, even more, even more. And the more people fall, the more courageous you're going to get to the point where you can stand before Goliath and look at them and like, look here, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. But we ain't bowing today. We ain't bowing back there. What we look like bowing now. Though he gonna say, but look how big I am. Okay, I see it. Let go. How Mike Tay say, let go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Right? Let go. The right hand of the Lord, right? So it says 17, even more so, I shall not what? Die, but what? Live and declare the works of the Lord. I mean, and declare it is written that I'm what? I'm going to get this victory what? Today. It is written. Now I'm going to declare that it is written, right? The Lord has chastened me, so I mean, I have been finally instructed. I had to take my licks and my ticks, but I became what I needed to what? Become. But he has not given me over to what? To death. Because that's not the desire of chastisement of Yah. That's what people be afraid to learn from Yah. They be afraid of the chastisement. I don't want to be beautifully broke. But you need it so that you can learn. And not only can you learn, you can grow from Yah. And you can become something way better than what you previously was. So that's why you need it. Because this is who you're meant to be. This courageous one out there. That's who you're supposed to be. Not, oh, I'm just a barista. Oh, yeah, that's what they wanted to see. That's their title, isn't it? Ain't that their imagination of what they thought you was going to be at your prime? But what the Yah wanted you to be at your prime? This is you at your prime. And that don't look like, check please. It don't look like that, do it? Not at your prime. It don't look like that. He says, so open to me the gates of what?
Righteous.
Then you know that that's what it's about. I will go into them and I will praise what? The Lord. This gate of the Lord into which the righteous, see, all the righteous shall what? Enter in. So if you talking about this is the kingdom of heaven, he's telling you. And it is a gate of what? Righteousness. You can only go in if you have proven yourself to be what? Righteous. I'm telling you now. 21. I will praise thee, for thou hast heard me and art become my salvation. See, the stone which the builders refused, everything that they didn't want to do, has become the head stone of the corner. Remember, he told you all the nations didn't want to do righteousness. Now this has become the requirement. That's what he's saying. They didn't want to do this. They didn't want to restore nothing. They want to keep things as is. But he's telling you that this has now become what? The righteous requirement to enter into what? The kingdom of what? Heaven. And if you don't participate in this slaying, you ain't making it into what? The kingdom, because you're too what? Afraid. And this is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Meaning, in our eyes, marvelous meaning for them to marvel. Marvel means to hold back. That's the part when he said, get behind me what? Satan, because Satan gonna marvel from back there when he can't do nothing. Like, dang, they tearing my people up. This is, and then they heard it before too. This is the day which the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad. See, this is the day. See, this is your best day. And when you see that this is your best day, you're going to rejoice and be what? Glad in it. Because this was your best day. Not what they was singing in the church. That because you gave up some money to them in their basket, they go, oh, this is a day that the Lord has made. Yeah, they happen. Wasn't because you gave up all your money. That wasn't the day. See, that was a spoiling for you. That was shame for you. See, they brought you to what? Shame. But y'all ain't here to bring you to what? To shame. He here to bring you to the light. The light of your glory, your best day. See, that's all this is to bring out your what? Your best day. And you're going to see your best day don't look nothing like you thought it was going to look, do it. Because you couldn't even imagine yourself taking down 1,000-some people by yourself. And don't worry, you wasn't going to be alone. Because it was going to be you and all the other righteous people out there with too. But don't get it twisted, because I don't even want y'all to think like that. Because remember, I just told you, don't put your hope in what? In numbers. Remember? So I want you to always understand, this is why Yahushua said, he says, I go now my way, and I'm not alone, right? For I'm never what? Alone. For Yah is what? With me. Remember that. Because sometimes you're going to think you're going to be what? Alone. Because you got to be willing to go what? But don't be afraid to go alone. Because Yah is what? He said, y'all going to leave me, but Yah will never what? So I know I'm good. So I don't want you going into battle looking around them. I hope such and such here with me. I hope that person was in a little. And if you're missing one of them, oh, we can't go because such and such didn't eat. Look, you got to be able to stand even if it's just you. Phyllis, that's your best day. So you can't be looking for, you just better make sure, I told you, what's the one person you better make sure with you? That's it. Is it a yay or a nay? That's it. That's who you be make sure that with you. Because he said, the Lord on my right hand. I did do valiantly. I did do courageously out here. Because, yeah, with him with me, I can be very courageous. He said, the Lord is with me, then who can what? Exactly. That would mean who? Who wants to smoke? If the Lord is with me, who want to come against me? Yeah, that's what he's saying. So he said, this is the day that Yah has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Save now, I beseech thee, O Lord, O Lord. I beseech thee, send now prosperity. Send this power. Blessed be that he that cometh in the name of what? The Lord. We have blessed you out of the house of the Lord. This commandment came out of the house of the Lord. God, Yah is the Lord, which has showed us light. See, this is the what? Light. To remove you out of what? The hands of what? Darkness. Out of their schemes and plots. Bind the sacrifices with cords, even the horn of the altar. Thou art my Yah, and I will praise thee. Thou art my Yah, I will exalt you. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth what? Forever. To the righteous. To righteous will always be granted what? Mercy. Because why? They're growing. They're learning. Now you understand what mercy is for. Mercy ain't for the people that, I'm about to tell you, he ain't going to perform no miracle for somebody that ain't going to never change. You got to understand what mercy is for. He extended mercies for growth. Exactly. Mercy is given for growth. So you got to come to the point where you using it towards excelling instead of just using it for nothing, just to sit around and do nothing. It's talking about, just give me another day, Lord, pray. I know, I just need another day. And he'd be like, what you need another day? Just finish this game out. You keep asking for another day to do nothing. But every day you should take what? Seriously, and learn something and grow and excel. Take these days and use them wisely. Don't just sit around here wasting your time, wasting your grace, wasting your mercy. Till it what? Because eventually mercy gonna what? Because it just told you, where's mercy gonna end at? Mercy ends in the hands of the what? The righteous. Didn't it say that? Mercy will end in the hands of the righteous. What does that mean? The days of mercy will end once all the righteous have become what? Kings and merchants. Yeah, they became matured. Then the days of mercy is what? Over. It's been fulfilled. They don't need it anymore because they ain't going to be doing no more sins. So mercy is given for growth. Use it wisely. Because once you become, it's going to end there with them. Once all of them has been named and all of them have become righteous and all of them are standing in their perfection, having not one question, having all the what? Power and answers. What do we need mercy for then? I have that. The Lord said I have all my babies. Now they became men and women out here. I can close my door. We good. I don't need no more, y'all. Whatever left is still out there, then it's a wrap. I got what I came what for. That's why he said, for God so loved what? That world. That he gave all he had. And it's even his only begotten. That whomever of them believed in him should not what? Perish, but have what? Everlasting life. See for them. Meaning that's mercy. Everlasting life is what? Mercy. Extended to them. As long as they continue growing, mercy will be what? So there's life extended to them. As long as you headed in the right direction. So with that, that is going to conclude our family day. I wasn't going to keep it too long. But that's like my favorite verse when I had to realize that we always say the Lord fights our battles, but the Lord fights the battles with you. Not because he needs you to lay eyes on. If you're not a part of it, you want, like I told you, how would you know Yah's a miracle worker? I didn't say unless they work a miracle for you. How do you know he has mercy unless he has mercy what? For you. That's why he was confessing things that had already been done unto him. Now he's able to give praise to Yah. Say, I know, for I do know you. I know you are very merciful, Yah. I know you give grace. You give hope, love, power, kingdom, and what? And glory to your sons and daughters who mature. Right? So with that, that's going to conclude it. All right? So, yes, that's the minute coins. All right? Got it? All right, let's pray.